What's up, guys? We're here at the shop getting ready to clean the Supra. We stripped it all down. For those of you that are new to the channel, the last couple episodes we have been preparing the Supra for like refresh and rebuild whatever needs to get fixed and improved upon. In the off season right now, we have like 2.5 months left until Long Beach, or maybe it's probably like exactly 90 days left until Long Beach for Formula Drift round 1. So we got to get this guy back up and going and all reliable. We have a plan. We've done it before, so we know what we're gonna do, but we're just trying to include you guys in what's happening if you just found the channel recently and you haven't watched all the other videos. Okay, with that said, I really like fruit snacks, so I'm gonna eat some fruit snacks. And the back of the car, radiator's out from last time. I had left it in last night. We left here at like 10 o'clock or whatever, but radiator's out and all the excess stuff, so I can pressure wash here without worrying about what, you know, gets wet. These hoses, they're safe to get wet. This stuff can get wet. I'm gonna try not to spray inside the cabin there. Doesn't really get very dirty in there. I just vacuum it, so like not too bad. So I'll vacuum that and clean it with, you know, some just like detailer and stuff. In here, I'm gonna pressure wash it really good, clean it with like soap, like I would the outside of a car. And then there's a couple things we're gonna add in here fab wise, like a remote oil filter. So we're gonna have to weld a couple things on here, and then I'll repaint that area. And then I bent this guy, so I'm gonna try and get a new one of these or pull this out and re-weld it back in here where it was for this season. But we're gonna just clean it up, and I'm gonna lay on my back and get soaking wet and pressure wash underneath the car. Not looking forward to that, but that's what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna pressure wash all this stuff. I'm gonna push this guy outside right now. All right, so we did all the pressure washing, and which we actually didn't pressure wash that much, but cleaned in here, soap and water. Tried not to get it wet in there. A little bit did. That's why we put towels down. Cleaned the outside here, pressure washed in these wheel wells, just to get that extra tire oil and all the extra tires off of there, little tire BBs. Clean back here. It's not great. It's because it kind of like stains it, like smokes it with the burnt tire smoke as it's getting pulled through the radiator and just hanging out back there. So that we will be cleaning again and maybe even repaint a little bit. But all right, so now I'll push it back inside and dry it off a little bit, then push it back inside, and then bring these subframes out. I actually have to go somewhere, so I'm gonna do the subframes tomorrow. But what's up, guys? Okay, so it's Saturday. Going into the shop. No one else is gonna be here. Me and Renee are gonna be here today. Gonna get some work done on my Supra, get it back together, and well, start putting the subframes in, start putting some stuff back together that I can after I cleaned it. Here, let me turn the lights on, get everything set up. I had washed the subframes like I told you guys I was going to. Didn't film that. I figured you guys know what it's like to wash something with a pressure washer and some soap. I think I'm gonna put the subframes back in and take it off of these rollers now. I'm not planning on doing anything else underneath the car. We're gonna do a little bit of fab work up here in the front. Gonna put an oil filter relocation right in that corner down there, and then there might be some more fab work I do back here depending on if I change my fuel cell or not. But realistically, the car can start coming back together. I don't wanna, hold on a second, let me set this up. Okay, yeah, I don't wanna wait too long. I need to get it back together and then get the car ready to go practice with and get it going, because we need to work on this Supra and take this Supra completely apart, and we're just not wasting time, but we're spending time on everything else. Let me turn the radio on. So on the weekends, I'm able to get way more stuff done because no one's in here. Not that, well, I don't know. The guys aren't here. I don't have to help them figure out what they're gonna work on. And I can just ignore my phone on the weekends because I get a lot of phone calls and I just can work. So I'm gonna try and get as much of that done today. Oh, wait, before I put the front subframe, gotta take that heat shielding stuff, this tape, this like reflective tape that I get from PTP turbo blankets, and they have a lot of like heat protection and like they have fire sleeve for hoses. It's on a lot of my stuff. It saves your AN lines, and then they have this heat reflective tape. It keeps the heat like off of the chassis, so the heat would stay on the chassis if that wasn't there and just stay and retain the heat, but now it reflects it back and it just dissipates into the air a little better. So I run that, and every year I replace it because it wears out over the year and it starts rubbing through and starts coming unraveled. Okay, so I was about to start working on the Supra, and then I gotta go to do some other stuff. So this is a material sheet for a customer's car. Gotta start pricing out the stuff that was used on that car, and then go over billing with Renee. It's like doing homework, but I guess it's part of, well, you know, owning a shop. You gotta you gotta take care of customer cars first, take care of all this stuff. Then I get to work on my own car, and which would be considered like playing to me, rebuild the Supra. Then I get to play. But for now, we're doing billing. So I just thought I should share that with you guys because it's not all fun. I mean, it's still fun to have a shop, but we gotta be responsible and, you know, work on customers' cars and do the paperwork. So we're doing the fun stuff right now, huh, Renee?
Yeah, it's homework on Saturday.
Homework on Saturday. All right. We'll get to the Supra in a minute, though, guys. What's up, guys? So yesterday I tried to work on the Supra, but that didn't happen. We had all the stuff to do in the office with emailing and billing other customers, and just get caught up on the week in the last couple weeks. So me and Renee never stopped doing that, and then for all of yesterday at the shop, and then we ended up leaving around 7:30 or something like that, and went and hung out with Chris Forsberg and Dylan and some other people like Paco from Maximum Drift Cast over at Chris Forsberg's house. So now I'm gonna make a second attempt today to go, it's Sunday, to go do a bunch of stuff to the Supra if I can. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna be there by myself again, but should be able to get a lot of stuff accomplished, and then I'll give you guys an update. We're heading to the shop right now, so see you when we get there. We're here at the shop. I had cleaned the back up pretty good. I resprayed this area so it looks a little shinier and fresh. This was covering up that guy so I don't hit that with overspray. Chance is here. He yanked off all the vinyl on this back half of everything. Around here, he pulled the vinyl off. So we're just down to the paint. And then I got all that reflective heat tape off there. I'm gonna hit it with a wire wheel on the grinder. It's gonna take it down to the metal on some parts of it, but if you look, there's still that sticky stuff there, so I need that off of there before I can reapply the new reflective tape. Still need to fix this and yank it out and then re-tack it in there, because I had hit the wall and pushed the wheel up into there last year. Gonna try and get some of that ready for today. And then meanwhile, you guys remember Chance? There's Chance. He's getting this FC right here from Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones is another Formula D Pro 1 driver. Let's go say hi to Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
Uh-oh, YouTube channel.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going.
So Jeff is dropping off this FC for Chance. This is what it looks like now, but you guys know Chance can make something crazy out of this. And it has a Turbo 2 LSD, which is the main reason we would want it. Those are hard to come by these days. And Jeff's telling you it's a good deal, so complete car, probably no rust, or if there is, it's like minimal surface rust, so it's kind of gonna be exciting for Chance to build it up.
Project.
Endless projects.
How long is it gonna sit?
Chance and I have been working away at this, and there you go. We just freshly painted that. So I have, this is a can that exactly matches the paint we had sprayed originally on the chassis. So kind of touch up every year the messed up paint areas. And so when we remove that reflective heat tape, the silver tape there, it kind of was messed up, so I wire wheeled it, went down to the metal in a couple areas, but now it looks nice and fresh. We hit the shock towers again because they get kind of scraped up throughout the year when working on the car, pulling the motor in and out. Ooh, missed a spot I need to get right there, so I'm gonna get that. And then it's pretty good to go for tonight. We're gonna probably push it back inside and then push it back inside and then let it dry overnight, and then I'll reapply the reflective silver tape from PTP Turbo Blankets. I'll do that on Monday, and then probably put the subframes in too now that that's done, and then continue on the maintenance stuff. I think I'll weld that little, this is the piece that I need to weld on the opposite side. I'll do that on Monday too, and then Renee's gonna figure out the new wrap that we're gonna put on, so we got to work on that. And then we didn't remove the paint on this because we're waiting to hear back from one of our sponsors. We might switch to Cybon, so see what they say about the Cybon hatch. I'm not sure if we're gonna run that or not. What do you think, Chance?
I think we should do it. I think everything should be carbon. Let's
Yeah.
just cut everything off and just make a carbon frame. Carbon, everything, all the time.
A carbon
Kevlar.
monocoque frame. Sounds kind of like a Enzo or a Carrera GT.
Or like a McLaren or something.
Oh, what's a McLaren?
My dad has one.
Yeah, McLaren, huh? Just joking. We know what McLarens are. Okay, so that's it for right now. We're gonna start cleaning up. Here's the back. It's not perfect, but it's just kind of what we're gonna do. I really wanted to sandblast or acid dip the car, but that would mean taking everything off. I wanted to do that and then paint in like a more like a silver, metallic silver on the chassis, like a 2017 Tacoma has like this really cool color that's like just silver, but that wasn't gonna happen. We just didn't have the time or money to do that in the off season. So maybe next year, I don't know. It's not really that necessary. The car doesn't look that bad as is. It's a lot of work, and we got a lot of other stuff to take care of and do right now at the same time, so that's why we just do what we could do. Oh, one of the best things is for cleaning, getting stuff off, is gas. And gas is way cheaper than like, you know, like a gallon of gas is like $3, depending where you live, I guess, but around $3. But then gallon of acetone is like 15 or 16 or something. So maybe it's even 20. I haven't bought acetone in a little bit, but that's why I have that bottle of gasoline. It's like the cheapest cleaner, and it gets everything off. Then after that, you just wipe rubbing alcohol real quick, get it nice and dry, then you can paint it quick. that's what I was doing down there. And then, yeah, this is alcohol. All right, well, I'm gonna push this car back inside for today, put the tools away, clean up, hang out with Chance.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Okay, so today I'm working on the fuel cell that's been in the Supra for a couple years. This has been in there 1 year, this Radium FCST, which stands for Fuel Cell Surge Tank. So I'm gonna just take all these bolts out, pull this off, and take it out, and then see if it needs servicing or what the case is on here. So gotta take all these screws out. So I'm just gonna take this out, and then I'll show you guys once it's out. So hopefully everything's good, and I'll just need to change my pre-filters on the pumps. There's 3 pumps inside of here, but maybe since it's been in there a whole year, maybe it's gonna need a new O-ring, or you know, a couple different things that it could be. So you know, we're gonna take it apart and see, just to check. Okay, so this is out. That's the inside of the ATL cell. So Radium designed this to work in unison with a fuel safe cell, and it just so happens that ATL has the same top plate. It was a little rough on this edge here, so I had to take a knife and kind of like cut into this like ABS plastic. I don't know exactly what kind of plastic that is, but the E85 rated bladder, which is kind of like a thick, durable plastic. So I had to cut in there. I got it to fit. It doesn't have the little like chamber where this filter sits on the pickup pump, but haven't had an issue because the pump is basically touching the bottom of the cell. So it was always picking up fuel as long as I had a couple gallons, you know, 2 gallons in my cell. So that worked out fine. As you can see, this is pretty like dirty. I mean, not horrible, but after 1 year, that's what it looks like. It picks up some crap during the time we're racing. So yeah, moving on, I'm gonna take this bottom cover off. I've loosened all these little tiny Allens so that I can just hit it real quick with a gun, because it's gonna take a second, but I have no helmet or head cam or whatever you guys are saying I should get. I don't have one yet, so just trying to do this with one hand again. Soon, I don't know when that soon is, because the race car always takes all my money, but soon I'll get a different camera and also like a head strap thing so I can have both hands and still work on stuff and show you guys. But let's see what we got in here. No, don't drop anything. Okay, so inside here looks pretty good, actually. This doesn't look that dirty, but I figure I'm gonna send it back to have them take a look at it. He was asking me, one of the guys over there at Radium was asking me to send him pics of this, so I'm gonna send him a couple pics, see what he thinks. And overall though, I'd say it looks fine. Yeah, that's kind of what this looks like. So inside here, there's a spot to hold a third pump if you were, you know, going for some crazy horsepower. These pumps, this is a Walbro 450 LPH, normal pressure, not considered a high pressure, it's just normal. E85 rated pump. So this is what fills the surge tank, and then these are both 450 LPH high pressure pumps. So I have 2 of them. I have 900 horsepower on my highest boost setting, or 925. So then this is more than enough horsepower, and my second pump is triggered to come on at 2500 RPM. So it, you know, you're never gonna have that much horsepower on a turbo car, 2500. So we're good to go. Never had any, you know, surge issues or anything. I love this setup. So I think I'm just gonna send it back, have them take a look at it, and then hopefully in the near future here, I'm going to be installing a fuel safe cell onto the Comp Supra, and then I'll do a video of that and show you guys what the changes are and why I'm doing that, and I'll show you the inside of that, the fuel safe one that has a little, not surge, but has like a little pickup area, like a boxed area that goes around for where this can kind of just always have fuel where it's picking up from, instead of, in my case right now, it's just an open hole and I had to cut the foam because this one wasn't designed for this surge tank. But I was having a couple issues with surging at certain times, so we chose to switch to this, and it's been, you know, really positive results. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to this, but I'll keep you guys updated on the next step that we do on the off-season and maintenance. All right, see you guys soon. All right, so we went through this. I took these pre-filters out. This one ripped, don't worry. Got the other part off. This one is pretty dirty, like this one. Where's the other one? Oh, I threw it away. Okay, here's the other one. Pretty yellow. It's just a year of, I replaced these last year, so it's just 1 year of use. So I kind of forgot, I had this for 2 years now, 2 seasons, 2016, 2017. And I was thinking I only had a 1 year, but time flies when you're just pro drifting, I guess, and working all the time on cars. So anyways, put new pre-filters on. These are the old style pre-filter, but I had a lot of spare Walbro 450 pumps for customer cars, and sometimes, you know, in the trailer for race car. But I put the smaller one pre-filters in here because it's a tight squeeze, and we're just gonna close it up like this, put the hardware back on, and then, whoa, more transmissions. That's a good one. And then, there's Sean.
Hey guys.
Hi. So, I'm gonna finish installing this, and then we'll put it back inside the fuel cell when it shows up. And this one will go in the backup Supra, and we're gonna put a new system with even more pumps in the Pro car. The reason we're putting more pumps is not because we need more pump, but in case one was to fail, you can know that 2 are running all the time and the third one's just sitting waiting, and if one fails, you unplug and go to plug the other one in. So that is a good thing to have for a competition car, because sometimes you get 5-minute timeout if something goes wrong, and hopefully in those 5 minutes we'd have figured that out and then get us right back on the track and fuel pressure's back up. That's if we had a failure. I've yet to have seen one of those pumps fail. So anyways, okay, moving on. I will talk to you guys soon. Time to work on the Supra. Okay, so gonna put the subframe back in, and then probably the rear subframe and the radiator. Start putting stuff back together. All right, here we go. Rear subframes are in. There's only one rear subframe. The rear subframe is in, and the front subframe. Okay, so now I'm gonna lower the car down and put some of this heat shielding, reflective heat shielding tape on parts of the firewall and a little bit of the frame rail where the exhaust manifold is close to and the downpipe is close to, so that'll keep some of the heat off of the chassis and kind of just have it dissipate off quicker that way. If you guys are interested in some of that stuff, we sell it on our website. It's pretty cool stuff. I put it on the race car every year. It helps a lot. I just like to redo it, make it look tip-top shape every year. So, okay. Oh, I don't know if we showed you. Maybe we did already. Fix that. And so now we're gonna lower the car down, work on the engine bay a little bit before everything goes back in. This is the best time to do it while we can. Then I might, yeah, I put the steering shaft column back in, the steering shaft from the firewall down to the steering rack, and then I need to put the motor with the blue valve, cam cover, valve covers back onto a motor stand and tear it down. I don't know if I'll have time to do that tonight, but I need to do that. Alright, so me and Jeff are still here working on Supras and stuff. Got this going. So this is all I wanted to do. Attach that to the frame rail where the turbo areas are. This will still get hot, but it's just not worth it for me to put a bunch of little bits of shiny stuff over that. It doesn't stay very perfectly throughout the year, and I feel like this section I did here looks good. That's the hottest area, so that's all we're gonna do. And now I have a big mess to clean up, so I'm gonna clean that up and then put the through bolts that hold in the subframe to the frame rail back in. Then probably clean up and go home because it's getting kind of late.